is a chemical element with the symbol Ba and atomic number 56. It's a soft, silvery metal that belongs to the alkaline earth metals group. Barium compounds, like barium sulfate, are used in medical imaging of the digestive system because they are opaque to X-rays, helping to highlight internal structures. As for joint crackers, they are a type of firework popular in India, especially during celebrations like Diwali. These crackers consist of multiple small firecrackers linked together with a common fuse. When lit, they create a rapid series of loud bangs as each cracker explodes in succession, adding excitement and noise to festivities.
What is the meaning of festivities?
Festivities refer to joyful celebrations or activities, often associated with special events or holidays. These can include parties, parades, feasts, and other communal gatherings that involve music, dancing, and various forms of entertainment. Festivities are typically marked by a sense of happiness and communal spirit, bringing people together to celebrate a particular occasion or tradition.
You said typically marked by. What does it mean by typically? When we use typically, how?
Typically is an adverb that means usually or in most cases. It describes what generally happens or what is characteristic in a particular situation. You would use typically to talk about something that happens regularly or normally. For example, people typically have breakfast in the morning, or it's typically hot in the summer. It's a way of saying what is common or expected.
Give me 6 examples with the word typically.
Sure, here are 6 examples. 1. People typically eat 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Cats typically sleep for about 12 to 16 hours a day. 3. It typically takes about 30 minutes to get to the airport from here. 4. The weather is typically cold in January. 5. Students typically have exams at the end of the semester. 6. The stores are typically busy on weekends.
Okay, and what is the meaning of attribute? ATTRIBUTE.
Attribute can be used as both a noun and a verb with slightly different meanings. As a noun, an attribute refers to a quality or characteristic that is inherent in someone or something. For example, honesty is an important attribute for a leader. As a verb, to attribute something means to regard it as being caused by or associated with a particular source. For example, she attributes her success to hard work and determination.
Give me 5 more examples of attribute and with a slower pace, okay?
Of course, I'll say them slowly. 1. Patience is a valuable attribute in a teacher. 2. The artist's use of colour is an attribute of her use. 4. The smooth texture is an attribute of this fabric. 5. In many cultures, wisdom is an attribute of old age. Did that pace work better for you?
Yeah, it works better for me.
Great. I'm glad that worked for you. If you need more examples or anything else, just let me know.
Use American expressions while speaking.
You got it. I'll throw in some American expressions from now on. If there's anything else you need, just give me a holler.
Just give me what?
Oh, give me a holler is an American expression that means let me know or get in touch with me. It's a casual way to ask someone to contact you if they need something. So feel free to reach out if there's anything else you want to chat about.
Okay, so a shopkeeper in market attributes this decline to inflation and children's exams, among other reasons. So, what does it mean by attribute in this case?
In this case, attributes means that the shopkeeper believes that inflation and children's exams are the causes of the decline in his sales or business. He's pointing to these factors as reasons for why there's a decrease. So, he's linking these circumstances to the drop in his business.
Okay. Um, my next phrase, or you can say this, is the government has mandated that firework can only be set off for 2 hours daily between 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. So, what does it mean by set off?
Set off in this context means to cause something to explode or ignite. So when the government mandates that fireworks can only be set off for 2 hours daily, it means people are only allowed to light or launch fireworks during those specific times. It's about controlling when fireworks can be used.
Okay, give me 3 more examples of set off and use American expressions, okay?
You got it. Here are 3 examples. 1. The fireworks display was set off at dusk, lighting up the sky with a bang. 2. They accidentally set off the car alarm, causing a real commotion in the parking lot. 3. The new product launch really set off a wave of excitement among customers. How's that for some American flair?
Yeah, it is okay, but I could not understand all the 3 examples because it was very tough for me. Please explain all 3 examples in an easy way and tell me what is the meaning of set off in every example.
Absolutely. Let's break it down. 1. The fireworks display was set off at dusk, lighting up the sky with a bang. Here, set off means the fireworks display was ignited or started. They lit the fireworks at dusk, which is when the sun sets, and they exploded with loud noises and bright lights in the sky. 2. They accidentally set off the car alarm, causing a real commotion in the parking lot. Here, set off means triggered or caused the car alarm to go off. They accidentally did something that made the car alarm start making noise, causing a disturbance. 3. The new product launch really set off a wave of excitement among customers. In this example, set off means sparked or initiated. The launch of the new product caused a lot of excitement among customers, making them eager and enthusiastic. Does that clear things up?
Does what?
Awesome. If you have any more questions, just let me know.
Okay, so create 5 more example with the word set off and please make easy examples.
Sure thing. Here are 5 simple examples. 1. The timer set off the oven and the cookies were ready to eat. 2. When we crossed the line, it set off the security alarm. 4. The birthday candles were set off and everyone started singing. 5. The rainfall set off a mudslide in the hills nearby. In each of these, set off means to start or trigger something. Hope these are easier to understand.
Okay, so what is the meaning of trigger and create 4 example with the word trigger?
Trigger, as a verb, means to cause something to happen or to start a process or event. Here are 4 examples using trigger. The loud noise triggered a flock of birds to fly away. Eating certain foods can trigger allergic reactions in some people. 3. The documentary triggered a lot of interest in environmental issues. 4. The unexpected question triggered her memory of the event. In each example, trigger means to initiate or provoke a response or action.
Okay, I understood. Uh,
Great to hear. If you have any more questions or need further clarification, just let me know.
Most retail shops are decorated with large cutouts of actors, almost making them unofficial brand ambassadors of Diwali. What is cutouts?
Cutouts refer to large shapes or figures that are cut from materials like cardboard, wood, or plastic. These cutouts are often life-sized or larger and are shaped like celebrities, characters, or other figures. In the context of retail shops decorated for Diwali, large cutouts of actors are likely to be big images or shapes of actors used for promotional displays, giving the impression that these actors are endorsing the products or the festival. They are often used in marketing and advertising to attract customers' attention.
2 hours restrictions have had no impact on sales. What is the meaning of have had?
In this context, have had is a verb phrase indicating that the 2-hour restrictions did not affect sales in the past and continue not to affect them now. Have is the auxiliary or helping verb, and had is the past participle of have. Together, they form the present perfect tense, which is used here to show that a lack of impact on sales began in the past and is still true now.
Okay, give 3 examples in sentences with the word have had and explain this.
Certainly. Here are 3 examples. 1. I have had this computer for 5 years. This means you got the computer 5 years ago and you still have it now. Have had shows that the state of owning the computer started in the past and continues to the present. 2. We have had many meetings about this project. This indicates that several meetings occurred in the past regarding the project and that this situation is still relevant now. The use of have had connects the past with the present. 3. She has had a cold for a week. This implies that she caught a cold a week ago and she is still sick now. Has had indicates the duration of the illness from the past to the present moment. In all these examples, have had helps show a connection between past actions or states and the present time. It indicates a continuity or relevance from the past up to now.
You explained wonderfully. Please give 3 more examples of have had.
I'm glad you found it helpful. Here are 3 more examples. 1. They have had their dog since it was a puppy. This means they got the dog when it was a puppy and they still have it now. 2. I have had a lot of support from my family during this time. This suggests that my family started supporting me in the past and their support is ongoing. 3. We have had this tradition in our family for generations. This means this tradition was practiced by my family in the past and continues to be practiced now. In each example, have had connects a past action or state to the present, indicating that it is still relevant now.
The 2 hours restrictions have had no impact on sales. What does it mean?
This sentence means that the restrictions limiting fireworks to 2 hours per day have not affected sales. Have had here indicates that from the time the restrictions were put in place until now, they have not caused any decrease or change in the sales. So, despite the rules, business remains as good as before.
It's a double whammy. WHAMMY. What does it mean?
A double whammy is an American expression that means two negative factors or situations happening at the same time, making things worse. It's like getting hit by 2 punches in a row. For example, if a person loses their job and then has an unexpected large expense, that's a double whammy. It emphasizes the impact of 2 difficult challenges occurring together.
Okay, give the example of whammy in 3 sentences and explain it.
Sure, whammy refers to a negative event or blow. Here are 3 examples. 1. Losing his job was a real whammy for Tom. This means losing his job was a significant and negative event for Tom. 2. The storm was a whammy that left the town without power for days. This indicates the storm caused a lot of trouble by cutting off the town's power. 3. His injury was a whammy for the team's chances of winning. This means his injury negatively affected the team's likelihood of winning. In each example, whammy describes a situation that has a significant negative impact.
What is the meaning of juxtaposed?
Juxtaposed means to place 2 or more things close together in order to compare or contrast them. It often highlights the differences between the items being compared. For example, in a photograph where an old building stands right next to a modern skyscraper, the 2 structures are juxtaposed, emphasizing their contrasting architectural styles.
Give one more example.
Sure, here's another example. In a painting, a calm, serene landscape might be juxtaposed with a chaotic, stormy sky. This contrast highlights the difference between the peacefulness of the land and the turbulence of the sky, making the overall effect more dramatic.
What is the meaning of LAMENT?
Lament means to express sorrow, grief, or regret, often in a vocal or demonstrative way. It's a way of showing deep sadness or mourning over something, such as a loss or a misfortune. For example, one might lament the passing of a loved one or lament a missed opportunity.
Lament that rising prices have left them with little margins.
In this sentence, lament means that the individuals are expressing sorrow or regret. They are unhappy because rising prices have reduced their profit margins. Essentially, they're mourning the fact that they're not making as much money as they used to because of the higher costs.
But rains lashing the city due to cyclone. What is lashing?
Lashing refers to rain falling very heavily, often accompanied by strong winds. When rain is described as lashing, it means it's striking the ground and surfaces with great force, making it seem like the rain is almost whipping or beating against objects. It's a vivid way to describe intense and powerful rainfall, like during a cyclone or severe storm.
Give example.
Sure, here's an example. The fishermen hurried to secure their boats as the rain started lashing the harbour, driven by the approaching cyclone. This sentence describes how the rain, intensified by the cyclone, is hitting the harbour with great force, creating an urgent situation for the fishermen.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask.